Hey, what's up, guys? Dr. Jim Morgenstern coming at you here from Rubber City Chiropractic in beautiful Akron, Ohio. I hope everybody's doing well. And I got a little mobility work for you for the CrossFit Open 22.1 workout. Now, I know the workout came out on Thursday. I've been extremely busy the past week, and I just wanted to make sure I checked in and give you guys a couple things that you can work on before and after the workout. So the workout is a 15-minute ANRAP of the following movements, and we've got 3 wall walks, 12 dumbbell snatches. For the men, it's a 50-pound prescribed weight, and then for women, it's 35 pounds. And then we've got 15 box jump overs, and the men have a 24-inch box, and the women have a 20-inch box. So there's a couple things I want to show you guys. So if you want to tune in, follow along. We're going to do a couple movements to prep you for the workout, and then for some things that we can do to kind of help mitigate the damage post-workout. Follow along. All right, guys, so the first thing that we're going to do is prep the shoulders, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to sit in a position like this. The knee being this high is important because it keeps the elbow and the shoulder at about a 90-degree angle at abduction. And what we're going to do is external rotations with this dumbbell, with this light dumbbell. We're going to come up and hold and let it come down for a 2 count. Regroup, come back up, come back down on a 2 count. And we're going to do reps of 10. We're going to come back through and do 3 sets of this per arm, okay? Here's another view of the exact same exercise. Coming up, hold, fight it on the way down for 2 Mississippi, reset, come right back down. All right, guys, so the next thing that we're going to do for the shoulder and shoulder girdle is a banded pull apart. Now, you guys can play around with a supinated position or a pronated position, and that's just going to put you into like a more of an internal or external rotational position at the shoulder. So just for this example, I'm going to keep it in a pronated position. What we're going to do is we're going to set the shoulder blades down and back, again, not letting them creep up towards the ears, down and back, pull the band apart. Once it touches your chest, reach wide, and then resist it on the way back. And we're going to do sets of 20 reps. Again, we're going to come through and do 3 rounds of this to prep that shoulder and shoulder girdle. Side view. Down and back. Pull it apart. Reach wide. Resist it on the way back. Pull it apart. Reach wide. Resist it on the way back. All right, guys, so the next thing that we want to do to create space in the shoulder is some dead hangs. So we'll come over to the rig. We'll come up here. And pretty darn simple, you're going to come up and hang nice and easy on the spine. Let yourself just get in a real long position here, 20 to 30 seconds, and we're going to go ahead and continue that triplet, finishing each round with 20 to 30 seconds of a dead hang. So basically you'll do 1 round of dumbbell external rotations for the right arm, 1 round for the left arm, grab your band, do your pull aparts either in pronated or supinated, and then come over and hang for 20 to 30 seconds. Repeat another round of the dumbbells, another round of the banded pull aparts, another round of hanging, and if you've got time, do 1 more round. I like 2 to 3 sets for all 3 of these in the triplet. All right, guys, so the next thing that we want to work on is to wake up the lower legs. So we're going to work on the front and back of the calf with some anterior tibialis raises. So you're going to go ahead and get your butt against the wall, feet out in front of you, 1 to 2 feet, if you will. And what we're going to do is we're going to keep the core nice and long and active. We're going to lift the toes and the feet, but keeping the ankles down. Hold for a 2 count, come back down, reset, lift up, hold for a 2 count, come back down, and we're going to keep these reps high, 20 to 25 reps, whatever you guys can do. If you fatigue, bring your legs a little bit closer, do another couple reps, a little bit closer, another couple reps, but try to complete the 20 to 25 reps because we're only going to go through 1 round of this unless you'd like to do a second round, but we're going to pair that up with calf raises, okay? So you're going to come to the same wall and get about as long as you can where you're feeling a good stretch on the back side of the calf. Keep yourself almost like in a planked position, and we're going to come up and squeeze for a 2 count and come back down. Note that the knees are straight here because we're trying to target more of the gastroc, which is the high point of that calf. And then after you've done 20 to 25 slow reps, by all means, take a break if you need to, but we'll transition into the third part of this triplet where the knees are going to be bent and we're going to come up to our tippy toes and squeeze, come back down, try to come up and hold for 2 seconds. And what we're targeting here is a different muscle of the calf called Soleus. And the reason that all 3 of these are so important is that depending upon how explosive you guys are or how slow you are going over the box for the box jumps, it's really important to have some of the accelerators and decelerators of the lower leg primed and ready to go. That way the ankle joint feels like it's ready to kind of move your body weight through and up and over. And then of course, as the rounds go on, fatigue sets in. We don't want any rolled ankles or anything like that. So try to go through, like I said, 20 to 25 reps of the first, second, and third exercise here. Run through all of those, and then you can move into the hip flexor exercises that I'll show you next. One more view of all three of those. So for the anterior tibialis, knees straight, come up, hold for 2 seconds, come back down, 20 to 25 reps, flip around, knees straight, come up, hold for 2 seconds, come back down, and then after you do 20 to 25 reps of that one, come in a little bit closer, knees bent, come up once again, squeeze, 2 seconds, come back down. All three of those I would repeat for 1 or 2 rounds. If you're getting good 2-second holds, 20 to 25 reps is going to feel plenty. Well, let's move on to the hip flexor exercises. So there's one more exercise that I want to start to add in, or one more movement I want to start to add in to start waking up kind of like the hip flexor area. Because again, if we're going over the boxes, there's going to be a bit of, depending upon your technique, stepping up or jumping up and then coming over. So we kind of already took care of the lower legs, as far as maybe the explosiveness of your movement and then the landing, the deceleration. But now we want to try to like just wake up like the hip flexors a little bit. So I'll show you something on the ground. I'll show you something up on the rig, and then just kind of add it into, I know we did like 3 movements for the lower leg there, but you can add this in too if you need a break, because I'm sure the calves are just nice and pumped there after that triplet. So if we're sitting on our butt here, this is going to be like an L sit. Now I've never been real good at L sits for both legs lifting up. Some of you out there might have more range of motion than I. So please, choose wisely, whatever it is that you guys feel like you need for this particular workout. But I'll do one leg at a time to kind of focus in on, once again, my asymmetries, my left hip, old injuries. This one just tends to want to cramp or just give me a little bit less of mind muscle connection. So when I do this, I'm going to come up and hold, and we'll see how long it wants to hold for, but typically I'll say 30 to 60 seconds, give it a rest, go to the other leg, 30 to 60 seconds, and that'll be the same idea once we go over to the rig. So all I'm going to do here is have my hands posted up here. Again, try to have a good posture, nice and tall. Come up and hold, and we're going to try to do an isometric hold for 30 to 60 seconds, okay? Now I'm just going to turn to show you guys like a different view here, okay? We're going to lift up. And it's just, it doesn't have to be super high, but just enough for, let's say, a piece of paper to go under my leg. And then we'll come back down, and then you would switch to do the other side. I'm going to show you a view from the rig, and then if you guys are really strong with some of this stuff, you can always add a dumbbell in between your feet when we lift up, so follow along. All right, guys, so if the L-sit leg lifts was too easy, or you're looking for more of like a full range to wake up the hip flexors, come over to the rig, and we're going to go back into that position. Not so much a dead hang, have a little bit more thought with your shoulder blades being pulled down and maybe your midline a little bit tighter. And we're going to either come up with one leg hold for the allotted amount of time, 30 to 60 seconds, or we can come up with both and we can hold for 30 to 60 seconds. And then if you're strong enough, you can put a dumbbell in between your feet, bring that up, and you can hold that for the allotted amount of time as well, okay? Hopefully that gives you guys some options. I know it's nice to kind of prep short range with L-sit leg lifts, one leg at a time, or both if you got it. If you're a little gymnast and you got that type of core stability and range of motion. And then for a lot of us, it just feels good to hang. Plus, you're going to test and get those grippers a little bit ready for the snatches, okay? All right, guys, so the workout is over, and you're looking to do something to help mitigate whatever damage was caused from that workout. So my recommendation is find a box or a bench, and we're going to lay on our back with our legs up on that bench, knees and hips at 90 degrees, and this is going to allow the pelvis to tuck in favor of spinal decompression. Take a rolled up towel, put it up under your neck to support your neck curve. Being a chiropractor, we got to keep the spine in mind. So what we're going to do here is we're going to lay and basically hang out for 5 or 10 minutes. I recommend a lot of this for my patients at nighttime, but it's at 20 minutes because obviously you're able to relax at home after a long day at work. Here at the gym, I'm not sure if there's a next class coming in and you're trying to be respectful of not being in the way of the next crew that's coming through. So basically, let's get 5 or 10 minutes of spinal decompression. I like the knees bent versus the legs straight because if you have the legs straight, that can pull on the hamstring, sciatic nerve, and I don't want to cause any irritation to the back after that workout. So we're going to be here chilling. One more thing, if your knees decide to splay out, please bring a belt to the floor or a band around the knees. I want to keep everything nice and stacked. And so what we'll do there is hang out for 5 or 10 minutes. Now that's a passive position. After we're done with that, I want you to start being able to move the spine through some range of motion. I love cat-cow, but segmental, not global. In yoga, they might teach you to move the spine, let's say visualizing a string pulling you this way towards the floor or being pulled that way towards the ceiling. You have 24 segments from your tailbone to the base of your skull. Let's move each of them one segment at a time, 1 mile per hour, nice and slow. There's no race here. Set a timer for 2 to 5 minutes, and let's find some good range of motion in the spine, okay? So we're in quadruped position. We're gonna start the spine, let's say in extension, and we'll start by tucking our pelvis underneath us and then pressing the lower spine towards the ceiling, mid back towards the ceiling, upper back towards the ceiling, and then finishing looking down at our feet, and then we'll take a breath in, own the position, exhale, and then reverse back out of it. Again, real slow, 1 mile per hour. Sorry if the microphone's getting funky on us here. But try to feel each one of those 24 segments move independently of the other ones. There's a lot more we can get into in person or in another video about why that's so important, but I just don't want you to chunk the spine through movement. I want you to try to have nice wavy movement from your tailbone back to your head, back and forth. And we're not going for reps, we're just going for time. That way you guys can get whatever you need and then get out of here. So basically, I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys check each part of today's exercises to prep you for 22.1, and then give the post-workout reset positions a chance to set in, and then of course give me feedback. Again, thank you guys for bearing with me. Business has been great. I've been taking on a lot of new clients lately, so I just haven't had the free time as I had in years past to do these on Thursday night. And it was kind of nice that they released the workout a little bit earlier. So hopefully for this upcoming week, in Ohio, we've had some pretty crummy weather, ice, snow. Sometimes can't even get out of our house, but I wanted to make sure I had good time to create a quality video to give you guys stuff to set up for the shoulders, the midline, the lower body, and then of course something to reset for after the workout. So as always, give me feedback. I appreciate the feedback. You guys can reach out to me on social media at Rubber City Chiro on Instagram, Twitter, and then on Facebook, Rubber City Chiropractic, message boards there. And then of course, if you guys have my number in person, reach out to me. And for those of you I'll see in the office this upcoming week, of course, let me know how it helped you. And until next time, Dr. Jim signing off. Hope you guys have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.